This is the most lost I've ever been in my entire career. Now, I've had to pivot roles before, but this seems like it's going to be a much bigger pivot. So let me explain. When I graduated in 2007, I graduated with a degree in finance and real estate, and I did not take finding a job super seriously. My first ever job was basically a financial advisor in training, and I had to get a couple of different certifications. The first one was the life, health, and variable annuity license, which was a pretty easy test. I passed that pretty easy. Then the next test was a Series 7 test, and I did not take this seriously. I mean, this is a pivotal moment in my career because the place that I was working at told me, they were straight up, hey, you can do a great job here and you could be here for a long time, but you have to pass this test. So I got cocky, I got maybe a little too high of an ego, and I didn't really study for it like I should have, and I failed. And as promised, they said, well, you're a nice guy, but you can't work here if you don't have this certification, so you gotta leave. And I mean, that's fair, that's how life is. But from there, I was able to work at my family's business for a little bit, which was nice. I was able to not be completely homeless, but I moved back home to a smaller town. And then from there, it was time to finally go out and try to make it on my own again. And from there, I moved across the state. And once I was across the state, I signed a 1-year lease. I mean, really going all in on myself. I think I only had like $10,000 saved, plus I had my 1-year lease. I mean, something had to give at this point. So I had no job when I moved over there, and just betting on myself and just seeing how everything would turn out. So thank God it did turn out, because I moved over in January of that year, and then by April I had a new job, good paying job where I could actually afford my rent and a few other things. So I was very grateful that that happened. So that job though was like the last job I had in the finance realm. That was really analyzing fuel contracts for a cruise line, and just to see if it would be better if we buy fuel on the spot as the ship is going around the world, or if we just signed maybe a short term or per amount, like per tonnage of fuel contract with one of the fuel suppliers in that particular area. That's not really important. The important thing is that that was the last job I was able to get with one of my degrees. From there, the next job that I took was my first job in IT. And I didn't have the degree to match it. I obviously didn't have any experience besides a little bit of finance experience. But from there, I was able to work in IT for about 12 years. So now comes 2024. And this is the hardest job market that I've ever been a part of, because I graduated in 2007, so I experienced the job market of 2008, of the great financial crisis. I experienced the job market of the pandemic, 2020, 2021, depending on how long you think it lasted. And I did not go through the .com crash kind of job market of 1999, 2000, but I think those are two very significant moments in US history to go through, and to be able to have a job and apply for jobs and get interviews, and it didn't seem that bad. It was nothing. The pandemic hiring process was nothing in comparison to what we're going through right now in 2024. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to get any better in 2025. But this year, I applied to 2,100 jobs before I stopped counting. Now, what are the jobs? I don't think that really matters, because I've talked to a lot of you guys and I've read a lot of articles, and most people are in the same boat. So you could be in the technology industry, you could be in a different industry. I don't think it really matters, because everybody who's looking for a job basically is struggling. The only caveats I've heard about from the comment section of this Labor Gains channel or from the articles that I've read are maybe bedside nurses, which, I mean, that's fine. If I completely run out of money and I have no other options, that's certainly something that I could do. I really just wanted to use that as a last ditch effort because, I mean, I would not prefer to have to clean poo and pee off of the elderly. I prefer not to have to be covered in other people's blood. I mean, yes, I know that you gotta do what you gotta do, and I'm not saying I'll never get to that point. I'm just honestly not at that point. I'm okay with taking a pay cut, doing a similar role that I've done previously. So a lot of things I've done are like ancillary technology roles, such as business analyst, scrum master, project manager, product owner, product manager. I've applied to all those kind of jobs. And if you just tell me that those jobs are finesse jobs and they're not real jobs, that's fine, but I'm going to immediately block you because I'm not going to take that disrespect on my own YouTube channel. But I've applied to all those different things, and I have a certification as a Scrum product owner, and I have tons of experience in all those other roles, and I am a project management professional certified person, so I have the certification there as well. In addition to those bachelor's degrees in finance and in real estate, I also went on to get my master's degree in business administration. So I don't want to hear that I'm not contributing to an organization, because I know that I am, and I don't want to hear that I don't have the skills, because I do. The question is it time to switch industries again? The first time that I had to do it, it wasn't a big deal because I was very new in my career, and it's not like I had like a really good financial analyst role that I was missing or that I don't have anymore. It was basically just in sales, and even if I would have continued with that first role, I really don't think you need a bachelor's degree to be a good financial advisor. I think if you study and you get enough of the certifications, that's really going to teach you what you need to know. So I don't even know if I need a bachelor's degree, nonetheless a finance degree. The second organization with the cruise line, I think I probably did have to have a bachelor's degree in something, and having it in finance I think certainly helps because there was not a lot of data analysis, a lot of number crunching. But with technology, obviously I had no degree to go along with it. So if it's been this difficult for myself and thousands of other people to land new jobs in technology, then I mean, what are we to do? Because yes, I can, I guess, go back to school and get into debt, but I don't really want to do that because when I got my finance and real estate degree, I was blessed enough to get scholarships because my grades were so good. So I have no debt from my bachelor's degrees, and I had a job at the university in which I got the master's degree, so I didn't have to pay for that. So it seems kind of not like the wisest decision at 39 years old to go and get college loan debt for the first time, especially since I don't really see the huge value and compared to the cost of getting a degree these days, especially since it's mostly not what you know, it's who you know. So yes, I could become a bedside nurse. Another thing that I could do is get a CDL and be a truck driver, but I mean, I do have a family and I don't want to be away from them for days and days on end, so I don't want to do that. What's another thing? I guess be a welder, learn HVAC, a lot of people have suggested, which I could do. I mean, I'd be terrible at it, but hopefully I could learn and get better at that. You could also be like a plumber, or you could be a mechanic. I mean, there's things that you could do, those kind of physical trades. So I wouldn't be naturally good at any of those things, but if push comes to shove, I can absolutely do those things going forward. But it would be nice to be able to use the 12 years of experience that I have, the master's degree that I have, and the professional certifications. I know I'm not going to necessarily get six figures, but at least something above the poverty line for the experience that I have would be quite enjoyable. And it's not like the prices of things are going down, because it's kind of the perfect storm of poop for the average American, because jobs are hard to find. And if you do land a job, the salary is a lot lower than it's ever, I don't know if it's ever been before, but the salaries are certainly a lot lower. And then on top of that, there's not just inflation, but corporate greed. So everything is more expensive, and we either have no income coming in or a embarrassingly small income coming in. So what are you to do? Let me know down in the comments if you've had similar issues, if you've been in technology or another industry where it seems like it's really, really difficult this year to land a new job, and you don't really know what you're going to do going forward because you have all this experience. And at 40 years old, do you really want to go and do these things? And also, like, you know, I'm not 20 years old anymore. I don't know if my back or the rest of my body would really appreciate the physical toll of being an electrician. So I've kind of been trained for a soft, cushy Nerf life, and now I'm at the point where I might have to do some manual, real back-breaking labor. And if I eventually get to the point where I can't find anything, obviously I'll do what I have to do. But let me know your thoughts, your suggestions on really what to do, because with everything going on right now, this is the most lost that I've ever felt in my career. Talk to you later.